Assuming did we not have we
That
didn't have any
that
encounters during our short rest, right?
that far door was barred, right?
Yes, the door to the east is blocked off by a barricade of a wooden table remains, kind of broken bits and pieces that have been jammed
So
up
it wasn't
against the
really
door.
barred. We just hadn't tried to get through it.
Well, you could take it down from this side, that's true, but from the other side it would probably be fairly formidable.
Okay. So we've short rested. We're good. Jeff, do we want to take a look at that, or we know that there's another passage? Do we want to go out and follow the other passage, or do we want to try to remove that? Nadia will probably say, "Yeah, that's going to be a little loud." If us starting to rumble around, if there's anything on the other side, they may be waiting for us.
Well, there are two parts to that. One, it's loud. Two, now we have two different approaches to us that we'd have to pay attention to. So if we leave
Agreed.
this blocked, we don't have to pay attention to it. I would just go out and up the stairs.
Sure. And so, Jim, we did search and we didn't find anything like phenomenal as far as treasure or anything, right?
Some electrum, some copper, and a potion.
All right. And okay, so the potion's not been identified. It's in our parcel. The other stuff has been added. Okay. So we want to continue up and go north, Jeff?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jim, help me remember. So I'm going to go back out. Actually, I'll come out to this position here. Help me remember, how high are the hallways here?
6, 7 feet at max.
All right, so I'm not going up, and so I'm gonna continue with my normal. I'm gonna, be tapping my quarterstaff out. I'm still trying to be stealthy, but I'm obviously trying to, you know, find any traps that I might find. So I'm gonna start moving up, um, doing that. So my ultimate goal is I'm gonna move up to here so I can look around corners.
All right.
Do you want a stealth roll?
Always.
I gotta ask.
Yes, someday I might say no.
And I'm just moving the rest of the Jim. If you want us to stop moving, I'm just going to start move. I mean, it looked like Jeff moved people. I'll move Evander unless you want to move Evander until we actually lock tokens,
All right. Well,
if
hold on.
that's all right.
Yeah. So let me lock tokens here while I get caught up. Yeah, close enough because you've got dark vision, correct?
I do have dark vision.
Okay. So to the west, you see the corridor continues down and then with a branch off to the north. And the far west, you can see the beginnings of the end of the line, so to speak, where the previous dwarves just stopped mining out the vein.
Okay.
To the
Um,
to the east, you
Go
see
ahead.
stairs going down that opens up into a cavern. Give me a perception check.
Well, that was my next question. I was going to say, do I hear anything? Nope.
Clanky probably distracted you.
Yeah, you're closer to me than Bogner. I don't know if that's the right direction, but hey.
All right, so yep. So if anybody else wants to move up,
Well, before they would move up, because I'm specifically trying to scout. I'm going to pull back and let them know what I find.
all right.
All right. So I'm going to pull back and say, hey, we've got a pretty long hall. Looks like a dead end at the end of the hall to the left, but there's another open hallway to the right.
Well, there's a
I mean,
passageway off to the
north.
left too.
To the north, I mean.
Okay.
Oh, when I said right, I was going down the hallway. And then I'm going to let them know that there's some stairs down on the to the east, or now I'll say right again. But it looks like it opens up into a substantial cavern. So what do we want to do? I didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. My vote would be go to the left.
Yeah, that's my vote too.
All right, so Nadia will go ahead and start up towards that direction. She'll start going to the left. My goal is to get to here, but Jim, you stop me if there's something that happens before that.
Okay. So you will get to there based on your previous perception. Who's following along?
Dalen is falling behind.
Dalen, give me a perception check. And then Bogner if he's right there.
Let's see.
Do you need me to stealth again or no?
No, you're fine. Dalen, you hear voices to the east, like somebody barking orders.
All right. Do I get an idea of, are they
They are not humanoid, and it is not uncommon.
Well, I'm more thinking, can I tell a direction from what I can see, if it's from the north or south, or is it just kind of a general that direction?
He said from the east.
Right, but east, farther east, or can I tell if it's just out of line of sight north and south from there?
Well, I'll say let's see, you've got dark vision as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that roll, as you turn and you hear the voice, because at first you gave it no mind because Nadia said nothing over there. You turn and you see what looks like a drow looking down into the ravine, pointing and issuing orders.
All right.
So this is actually something that we probably, this is just a pause in what we're doing. So this is probably, we should have done, and now it would be meta, so we won't do it. But we should probably talk about if Nadia goes one way and we all of a sudden, because she's our scout.
Right.
We should probably talk about if we discover something, what is our standard practice? So our standard practice, if you found, as you're coming up, would it be, do you indicate everybody else, back off, and then you try to get Nadia's attention? Or, so now it's meta. So we won't do that now.
Well,
but
you can figure that out later. So what are you guys going to do now? Dalen, you recognize this.
I recognize. I was going to stop here. I figure if I try moving farther, he's more likely to hear me, and right now he's not looking my direction. But I'm gonna first of all tell everyone else behind me there's someone down there. Basically, I'll stop them and point that there's somebody farther down there.
So Jim, I'll also ask real quick: does Nadia see anything around this corner? So if I've gotten up to this point, I'm obviously trying to look. Do I see anything, or do I hear anything up north?
You see 2 sturdy doors.
Okay.
All right. Once I've
you've indicated that the rest of the people shouldn't go that way. Nadia's looking at the doors, and she'll glance back at you. I mean, because I'm looking, I'm obviously scouting. I'm looking back. so Jim, you do what you need to do from a real time perspective. So I don't know, if Dalen can signal me or not signal me. So what we can go from there.
Okay, so back to Dalen. You've mentioned to everybody else that you see somebody.
Right. And if I can see him, my assumption is he can see me. But he's looking down the other direction right now, right?
His back is turned to you at this time.
All right. I am going to. I'm going to move back this direction
Okay.
to get out of his line of sight.
So now I am going to ask you just to give me a stealth check.
Right.
This is one of those moments that you're like, oh, you're not worried about anything. So you're walking casually, right? But as soon as you got to try to perform under pressure, it's like, whoa.
Yep.
Why did he roll 2?
I'm heavy armor.
Yep.
Oh, so you're dropping the higher. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So you get to the corner, but you kind of make a loud clanking noise as you press yourself up against the wall. Let's see. Do they hear you? You hear somebody kind of, I don't know, kind of a quick conversation. They're debating, sounds like.
All right. I doubt I can see Nadia, but I'm basically hoping Nadia notices that we didn't follow, and since we haven't planned anything out.
You can see Nadia.
I can. Okay.
She's within 60 feet of you.
So I look back. I would have probably seen him go that direction. Is there any role that I need to indicate that I understand what he's doing?
So based on timing, you're moving up down the hall. He was following you, gave the perception check, stopped, kind of let everybody know, hey, don't come over here. I see somebody. You're now at the end of the hall, checking it out. As he's moving back, you're turning around to be like, where is everybody? As you're seeing him kind of reset around the corner. You both can see each other at this point.
But I can't see to where he saw the critter.
Nope. Yeah, your line of sight ends at 60 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
So pretty much just past here is all dark to you.
All right. Do we need to do initiative or?
I will at least do I'll basically try to say at least one likely more type thing. If I have any hand signals that would do that.
You're like, point to your chest, point to your eye, 1, maybe 2 fingers in the air, thumb down the hall over your shoulder.
Something like that.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty explanatory.
Okay. So again, do we need to do initiative or no?
Not yet. I'm keeping track of time though, so what are you gonna do?
All right. What are you gonna do? Well, I mean, if Nadia sees him pull back, Nadia is gonna start moving slowly up to where, so she can be with the party.
Yeah, I mean, he pulls back, you see it, you're like, what? And he tells you, yeah, there's 2 people over there with hand signals.
I'm start moving back, so I'm gonna move back to about here. I'm still, 15 feet away from him. I don't know if I can actually see there. I haven't checked. Oh, that. Hey, guess what? That's 60 feet.
It's just at the edge. So give me another perception check.
Okay. Do you want a stealth check as well?
Yes, actually, I do.
Okay. Do you want the stealth or the perception first?
That doesn't matter.
All right. I wasn't sure. Here's my stealth. And here comes my perception.
Okay. So you see the drow, and whew, wow, high rolls by everybody. You see the drow is pointing down into over a ledge, maybe, which you can just barely begin to see. It seems like the drow is standing at a ledge, as well as back into the north a little bit. And seems to also be pointing kind of without looking down the hall where you guys are at. Seems to be pointing in your direction.
Okay.
All right. What would you like to do now?
Well, I mean, if I don't seem to be visible, I mean, obviously he's pointing my way, but
He's not looking. Yeah, he's not looking that way. You're right. He's looking like north and west a little bit, and then east.
So I'm going to keep moving back over here because I want, my meat shields to be the first one into battle if that's what we have to do.
Okay. So does Bogner back up as you come around the corner, or do you step by him?
I don't know. I'm hoping he backs up, but all right. So I back up. Obviously, we still don't have. We no longer have a view of V. I don't think I do it.
Not really. No.
If I do. It's very, very minimal.
Yep.
So we know it's a drow, right? I mean, you said that
yeah,
Dalen was able to tell it was a drow, right?
Elvish build, dark skin. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So we can whisper around and say, hey, Black Spider, we know there's a drow in here somewhere.
Yeah, could be him, could be a henchman.
Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously, we don't think that they're going to operate on their own all the time. So, how do we want to handle it? I'll let everybody know that to the west and north, there's some double doors. So, I mean, we can go ahead and we can try to sneak in. We can actually have, Nadia say we can have Tertius, and she looks over at him, and try to have him cast a spell to start us off. You can have our meat shields run in.
Yeah, it's more than a single round movement to get to him. So we'd be going in, figuring out what's in the area, and doing ranged attacks.
Yeah, or you could use your action to dash and get right up in their face. You just won't have an action at that. I mean, your action will be the extra movement.
Not even tell them that she can cast silence immediately. She can cast darkness. Tertius can cast darkness, I think, silence from a scroll.
I guess our biggest issue is how many creatures might be in there.
Absolutely. We don't know that, though. But we do know that it's a dark elf, and you don't take those guys lightly.
No.
And that's common knowledge.
Right. I have one smite left.
So, Jim,
Mm-hmm.
how much do our characters know about a drow?
Well, um,
I've specifically got something in mind for Tertius, but I don't.
does anybody have Undercommon or Deep Speech as a language?
I don't remember what I have. I have Undercommon on Nadia.
Okay. So I would say that Nadia is at least aware of Drow and Duergar culture to be able to speak Undercommon.
Okay.
So while you may not have had direct contact with any of them, you're at least learned, educated in the very rough culture. What would you like to know?
Well, so I would know that light is an Athena
Anathema.
is something that they don't like. They don't want to. I mean, if I cast a light spell in there, they're going to be pissed off. It should cause them some pain.
Don't we have that item that can do daylight?
Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it. You know, I know that they can cast darkness. I know that. I mean, so, but I mean, I know these. That's why I'm asking what I would know. I don't want to share anything meta.
Right.
But
Give me a nature check.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll kind of give you a nice break. Oh, wow. Evidently
I'm a drow expert.
the deep elves were kind of fascinating to you, you know, because they broke away from the other elves. They're wild spirits. They follow chaos and Loth, and
It was
I
elective
assume
at
so.
school.
I can speak Groot. Okay,
So
I'm
so
gonna ask
what I'll say
you now after
is
you're
you're
done.
aware of these things.
Okay.
You are aware that there's a strong rumor that they are sensitive to light, that they are very cunning and deceitful. They do have some mild natural spellcasting abilities, typically most known for casting darkness. You know that they're predominantly a matronly driven society, and the males are typically in subservient roles as either fighters or the occasional wizard. And that's probably the extent of it.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a different question now, and
Okay.
is that okay? So since I've already we've established that that's my level of knowledge. That's my level of knowledge going forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So should I make notes on that?
If you'd like to, sure, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, you know, I will, as best I can, you know, share the information I have with the group. And you know, the question that I'll throw back to Tertius is, you have that drift globe. You can cast spells from that. You said that you can make it like day. Is that something you think you could do?
Who had that drift globe?
Tertius.
Let's do a quick. It can cast the spell Daylight. You can speak a command word as an action, illuminate to rise in the air no more than 5 feet. It hovers, it follows you, and then we'll go out. Yeah, so daylight, it could be used once each day.
So, but I'm gonna ask him more specifics. So, when we go up here, and I'm just generalizing because I don't think I took a measurement. He was at the edge of my vision. He's at least 60 feet away.
Yeah. So what he says is he's like, okay, well, here's a couple things. I can roll it out there without it turned on, and then as long as I'm within 60 feet of it, I can speak the command word and it'll light up.
Okay.
And then as an action, if I want, I can have it float into the ground, float off the ground, and hover.
At which point it'll follow him.
If I move away from it by 60 feet, it'll attempt to follow me at a 60-foot range.
Okay.
So we could roll it down the stairs here and into the room, and then I can give it a command to go daylight from the ground.
Okay. So Nadia will recommend that, hey, I want to get into a position where I can maybe rush this guy.
Okay, perception, Dalen and Nadia.
Well, let me lay out what we're gonna do first and see if everybody agrees.
But while you're talking, stuff's happening.
Gotcha.
So perception by Dalen and Nadia. Okay, so as Nadia's kind of talking to everybody, Dalen, you hear footsteps coming.
All right, I'll do the whole raise my hand. So basically something's happened, or something's happening.
Well, if he's on the corner, is he able to look and see as well? And I'm definitely around the corner.
Well, I mean, you're technically you're like line of sight from anything along that path, right? Because you're not up against the wall.
Yep. That's why I'm asking.
Yep. Just so you're aware. Yeah, so he says he hears something.
And it is from down the stairs, right?
Yep.
Nadia will whisper as quickly as possible, get your globe ready. She's asking Tertius to be ready to shoot that off and cast daylight. And then she's looking for whatever Dalen has heard.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's do a perception check for him. And based on your previous stealth, where was it? It was pretty good, actually.
It's 24.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Neither one of you sees the other.
Okay. Do you want to lock tokens?
Sure. We'll lock tokens, and you guys can roll initiative if you like.
Sure. So Nadia will, I don't know who's first. So Evander's first.
Yep. So Evander's just what he will do is he will give somebody bardic inspiration. He'll give it to Dalen.
Okay.
All right, Nadia.
Nadia will indicate to the rest of the group, hey, move back just a tad. Move back everyone move back at least 5 feet, maybe 10 feet. Let's see what's coming up here. And then, because I obviously am going before Bogner, I'm just going to try to be as inconspicuous as possible. Being stealthy, just kind of staying there, waiting to see what I can see. I'm going to hold an action for a bow attack for the first thing I see coming up these stairs.
Okay, so you're readying an action to shoot anything that actually comes up the stairs.
Yeah, but I'm actually asking everybody else to kind of move back a little bit.
Okay.
I can't move back. Everybody's in my way. I would move back if I could.
Well,
I would think you could move between Danlin and Bogner.
Well, yeah, then you have to move between me and Bogner, and I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, you guys can move through each other. That's not a problem. I mean, you got 5 feet per square, right?
5 feet per square, right?
All right. Well, then, I mean, because I would move back.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
I'm still holding a bow action.
Okay. Okay. Bogner?
This is where I was saying moving back is not working easily.
Well, he can't stay in Tertius's area, but he can move beyond Tertius.
Okay.
And if we really want to do it, we can put these two in the middle of squares. So then you're like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of what I was indicating, Jim, is I can't move into something where somebody else is standing.
That's right.
I know it's a 10-foot thing, so 3 of us should be able to stand abreast.
And I'm going to ready a hand axe action.
You back up at all?
Yeah, I backed up already as far as I'm going to.
Okay.
I guess I can do that.
I just didn't see you have any movement on the screen.
Oh yeah, I was next to you before. Because it was Bogner.
Anybody out there watching? Thanks for giving us a look. Obviously,
for me on the screen, it still shows you like up
right
next to the stairs.
Having some fun.
So, okay.
All right, Dalen.
I am going to move back that far.
All right, you gonna try to move with some stealth again?
Yeah, might as well. It can work someday. It'll work someday.
Not today.
Not today.
Wow.
Wow.
You couldn't have had much more disparity between your roles.
Yeah, if we could average them, I might have actually been okay.
All right. So as you move, you hear a clank, and you actually hear somebody call out from down the stairs.
Can I tell if they're calling this towards us or back toward behind them?
Well, does it matter?
No, it's towards you.
So one of us should know that if we've been able to speak it, right?
Yep.
So I'm guessing it's not undercommon.
Nope.
Yeah, I would say Bogner can't speak that either. Then I never looked at his languages.
Well, I'm just not. I'm not sure how I know whether or not somebody can speak it. So I've got Tertius and Nadia open as my characters. if I could understand it, I should be able to understand it, right?
Yes. It would be automatically translated for you in the chat window.
All right, so it's neither common, elvish, undercommon, druidic, draconic, common, or abyssal.
Nope. It is none of
Or
those.
or dwarvish or orc.
It's very similar in guttural speech to what the goblins and maybe the bugbears speaking. But you're not sure if it's a goblin or if it's a bugbear or if it's a hobgoblin or orc. I mean, you're not quite sure, but it's kind
So
of
brilliant.
All right. I'm readying my javelin. And as soon as I see something, it's going to get a javelin.
okay. Tertius.
Tertius has already been told by Nadia to get that globe ready. So Tertius is getting the globe ready and ready to cast daylight.
Yep, he's got the globe out. It's in his hand.
He's ready. He's not done it yet though.
How long does daylight last when you cast it?
An hour.
Okay, so we can then just move it wherever we need it. If
Well, it'll move based on where he's at. So it's centered on the globe. So
right.
if I have it in my hand, it'll move based on where I have it. If I throw it somewhere, it'll be centered on the globe.
Right.
Yep.
Right. That's manually move it where we need it. But yeah.
And for lack of something, we'll just use this token here for wherever you want to do the centering for the globe.
All right, when I actually throw it out there or whatever I do.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, now it's a tiny token.
Yep, that's a tiny token.
Tiny token.
Tiny token. All right.
Okay. All right. So is Tertius just he's got it out, but he's not doing anything.
He's got
just
it out.
ready?
He's holding the action. He's waiting. He doesn't want to go ahead and like throw that. So first of all, I want to ask you another question though. Is him activating that is an action? It's not a bonus action, right?
Yes. It's an action.
All right. So yes, then he is holding that.
Here, I will even double check it. Once used that effect, you
I thought it was an action. It doesn't specifically say. That's why.
So
But
what it says is if you are within 60 feet, you can speak its command word and cause it to emanate the light or daylight spell. And simple speech, short speech, is typically kind of a free action. So I would say you could just, it's like concentration. You just say, I'm going to command it to light up.
All right. Well, then if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and my action that I'm holding is I'm going to do a produce flame on anything I see. And then I'm using the globe as a bonus action or free action. If that's
to light it up.
To do a daylight spell when I need to.
Okay.
If that's acceptable. I just again I don't know.
Sure. I think that's acceptable since just speaking a command word is something you can do.
Okay.
All right. Here's some more commands. All right, Evander. Since he's down the hall and down the stairs a little bit, that's about all he's got. He will toss out a bardic inspiration on. who probably needs one? He'll do Nadia since she's up front.
Okay.
Okay, we're up to Nadia.
So Nadia, asks everybody to come back. She had her bow ready, but we didn't see anything. Nadia's going to come up to the corner, being stealthy.
So you do hear
You hear
somebody calling.
somebody calling.
Right.
Okay.
I hear, but we didn't see anybody. Nobody came around the corner.
That's
Nobody's
true.
chasing us.
Okay, give me a stealth
Okay,
check
give
while
us-
you move up.
So- And I'm going to take a look, around the corner.
Okay. You peek around the corner, and you see a bugbear at the base of the stairs, and he sees you, and he immediately turns his head and he barks, and then kind of an alarm or warning, and then looks at you. Probably going to, I don't know. He doesn't look friendly, let's put it that way.
Do I have a clear shot at him?
Yeah, I'd say you could probably step out just a little bit and have a clear shot at him, and then step back.
Step back.
All right. I will take a quick shot at him with my bow.
Go for it. You'll hit. Nice. Max damage. Nice. Very nice.
And then I will move back. And while I'm moving back, I will let them know that we got at least a bugbear in addition to the drow we saw. Be ready to attack. And I will end my turn.
All right. Since you step back, you're not sure what he did, but he is
Absolutely.
not appearing around the corner. Okay.
Yeah, Nadia is almost like, hey, keep pulling back. She didn't say that though. She only said that we got an enemy. Don't know what we're looking at.
All right, Bogner. What's Bogner gonna do, Jeff?
So I can move through my play. I can move through between the two
Yes.
and back.
Yeah, sure.
Oh. I'll come up here since they now know there's somebody there.
Okay, at that point, you see the drow.
But no bugbear. I'm gonna waste one of his hand axes. Do I do a -2 because it's beyond the short range? Or does it do-
Disadvantage. Disadvantage, yeah.
Disadvantage? Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna throw that at him and then step back.
Okay, go ahead and target it.
And I missed with both of them. But that's fine. And then I want to step back to where I was.
All right. Bogner evidently tries to throw his hand axe left-handed down the hallway. kind of goes wide.
We're still on Bogner?
No, but I was trying to figure out what Dalen was going to do.
Ah. I went and used the restroom and I was like, came back and it was still on Bogner. I was like, oh.
Now we're on Dalen.
All right. I am going to start using my move to here. I expect I'm going to do a full move on this, but so yeah, so that gives me a full move.
Yep. So 30. Yep. Get down to
Yep.
there. And
I am going to dash.
so give me a
Actually,
perception
wait.
check.
Actually, I did have a question on that. Perception skills.
Okay. So you actually do not see the bugbear there.
Okay, that's fine.
He's there, but you don't see him.
So if the dash is an attack action, do I still get a bonus action in
You do.
addition to that? Okay.
You do, as long as that bonus action can go off. You know, some bonus actions require, like some bonus action attacks need an action attack. But yeah, you'll have a bonus action still. Okay, so you close all the way up there.
And then I'm going to use my Vow of Enmity.
Okay.
So let me get this. I drag the effect on top of myself on this one. Is that right?
No, in fact, it's already it's onto him. But you got to hold shift.
So shift on it. Yeah, I actually dropped it back down on my character sheet. Was what happened there?
Yeah. Hold shift and drag the effect onto. There you go. Perfect.
Okay, shift, drag it onto him.
And you did, so you're good.
Yeah. And that one got. Oh. Heck. I went to mark it off, but I closed that whole section.
No, you marked it off.
Okay.
It just disappeared.
Okay. Oh, it's the combat versus
standard.
Yeah, it was going back and forth between that. Okay. Then
I cycled through to make sure that you didn't delete something.
Right.
All right, Tertius. Dalen just tore ass around the corner.
All right. So Tertius will go ahead and seeing if Dalen is like hauled ass. He's going to come right to the middle here first. And he can't see anything. He doesn't have dark vision.
Nope.
So I'm going to throw the orb. And I don't know how far I can throw the orb.
Let's see. What's your strength? 14? Yeah, you can throw it 60 feet, easy. Maybe even more, depending upon your roll. So I would say take your little, take that guy down there and move him to where you want him to be. And then we'll just do a ranged attack roll to determine, how well you threw it. Okay, so go ahead and give me a, let's see, what can you use here?
That's what I was going to say. How do I do a ranged attack without actually finding one?
Well, you can just roll me a d20 plus 2. Because that'll give you your strength bonus without your proficiency. Oh, no problem. You kind of toss it out there like a little underhanded bocce ball, and it drops and rolls and settles.
All right. I will, at that point, call out the command for daylight.
All right. So that 60-foot range basically shows what has been lit up by the daylight spell.
Now, will that truly pass through walls?
No.
Okay.
So let me uncover what is now being lit up.
So, like, Nadia would not be in daylight right now, but she could see the daylight, like, shining down the one hallway.
Yep.
And she would be in light.
Yes. So pretty much what you see now in the map is you can see pretty much the whole ravine, and based on where the light is shining, you can see light, down the hallway to the east, and that's what you can see there. So you got,
All right,
you got
and
10 feet left?
10 feet left.
well, and that was a bonus action kind of thing, free action, bonus action, right?
So that was an action to throw it and a free action to command
Okay, so
it.
the action was to throw it. Okay. So if it was an action to throw it, Tertius is going to pull back 10 feet
Okay.
and just get out of the way.
Okay. So the drow here curses and pulls blades out as Dalen rushes him, and then starts blinking as the orb goes brilliantly white practically in this darkened space. And he's going to perform a couple attacks. Actually, let me do this. Let me make sure that there isn't any other goofiness with that daylight spell. Okay, nope. I want to make sure there wasn't any like blinding effect or anything.
It shouldn't be, but for an underdark creature that isn't used to it, they should have a negative when they come out of it.
Yep. So he swings with a short sword, swings with another short sword. It's not looking good for Dalen. He's doing some really good damage.
So why wouldn't he have a negative to hit?
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it?
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just
I-
being
I-
honest because, I mean, coming out, going from an infravision where you didn't have any light to a, oh, this is blinding sunlight and I'm an underdark creature that doesn't like that shit.
Yep.
I actually thought the drow did have a negative, but they probably would have hit on at least one, if not both, even with the negative.
It's a good question. Maybe you'll find out. All right, Evander. It's bright light out there, so he'll be able to see. He's going to come up here. And he's going to shoot a crossbow. Yeah, I'll shoot at -2. Oh, but he hits. And he's gonna stay put for now. All right, Nadia.
Nadia will move there.
In typical hyperspeed monk action fashion.
And I will go ahead and try to hit the apparent drow first with my staff of defense.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
You do. Nearly max damage. Very good.
And then I will try to hit him with an unarmed attack as a follow-up. But I don't.
You do. You hit.
Oh, it looked like I had a 1, not a 7.
And minimum damage, but that's still pretty good punch.
And I will call it a day.
All right. Nope, he's not going to do that. Instead, he's going to throw a javelin.
So I'm assuming Nadia doesn't see the other bugbear either that she already hit.
You can give me a perception roll. Sure. Let me see what the bugbear did. So, yeah, as you run by, you do notice a bugbear pressed up against that wall, basically there. And in fact, he's going to present himself as he throws a javelin. Dalen, give me another perception check. Okay, unfortunately, good roll, but not enough. So he will get a surprise attack on you. All right, and he rolls really well with it, trying to hit you.
Yeah, who hasn't rolled well against me with in general though?
I know, right? Oh, let me make sure I use the throwing, not the melee. Throwing's less damage. Oh, but he max damages. Holy cow. Alright. Spear takes you in the back and you drop. That is ugly. And so I had him roll perception again because I'm assuming Nadia, when he sees him, would say, "Bugbear back there."
So, oh, effects. Okay, I was wondering why it said 2d6, but it was damage plus effects. Okay.
Yeah, they have a surprise attack bonus. But he's going to be done. And this bugbear, let's see, he appears, he climbs up a rope from off the rift. That's 20 feet of his movement, 25 to get there. He'll move there, and I guess he'll try to throw a javelin at Nadia. He misses. All right, Bogner. All right. Runs up and down, gets to there.
And I'm throwing a hand axe at this guy.
All right, target him. Evander's already cursing himself for not casting a healing word on Dalen, by the way, but
That would have been before the action, though.
yep, that's why he's cursing himself. Bogner hits. All right, good damage. This bugbear, he climbs out. He's going to step up there. And he's going to throw a javelin at Bogner. And it's going to miss. All right, Dalen succeeds on his death save. And Tertius is up.
All right. So Tertius has seen Dalen's kind of dropped. Tertius will move up 15 feet. Just reading things. So healing word can be done at a distance, right?
Yes.
And the other one's a touch, right?
Cure wounds is a
Cure
touch,
wounds
yeah.
is a touch, yeah.
60 feet for
60
healing
feet.
word, touch for cure wounds.
All right. So I go ahead and throw out a healing word on Dalen.
Okay. Very nice. Okay.
Then I move back 10 feet. And I'm done.
All right. Valek turns, as he'd already turned to face Nadia, the other opponent, already right in his face. Doesn't recognize that Dalen is now conscious again. And he's going to take his 2 short swords after Nadia. First one misses. Second one misses. So the first one gets parried with a forearm, and the second one just swings wide as you duck. But moves 5 feet down just a little bit. Okay, Evander. He's going to move down. Let me see. Oh yeah, he sees that bugbear there. So he's going to do a rapier against the bugbear. And he hits. And he's going to drop the bugbear. And then he's going to also give a healing word to Dalen. Ugh. Near minimum damage.
Or near minimum healing.
Yeah, near minimum healing. That's right. Thank you. All right, Nadia.
Nadia is going to move to the other side of Valek.
Okay. You won't have advantage yet because Dalen is still prone.
I get it. No problem. I'm just setting it up so someone may have advantage.
Yep.
And I am going to, again, attack with my Staff of Defense. Am I still targeting him? Yes, I am.
You hit. Some nice damage.
I will try my unarmed attack.
That will miss. You do have Bardic Inspiration if you'd like to roll a d6 and see if you hit. Or you can save it.
I'm thinking. I'm going to go ahead and do a flurry of blows.
Okay.
Try to hit again with an unarmed. Same roll.
Boo. Boo.
I will try the Bardic Inspiration. Don't know if it'll get me close, but I'll try it.
Just roll a d6. Ah, you hit. All right. 6 more damage.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Bugbear 2 is going to move up, bring a Morning Star around. And he's going to slam it into that little outcropping of cavern wall between him and Evander.
Silly bugbear.
He got all excited. Okay, Bogner, is that the move where you still want to go? And I'll assume that you do it in such a way that you don't do an op attack. Okay, you're going to do that. All right, perfect. You do have advantage. Let's, there you go. Oh, look at that crit. Bum, bum, bum. Wham!
And while we're at it, I think I'm just going to go ahead and Where is it?
Burn an action surge.
Yeah, action surge.
Go ahead and take another attack with advantage. Well, bam. Oh, and you lay that goblin low with, or bugbear low with 2 massive strikes with the warhammer. All right. Does he see the Dalen that's kind of awake at his feet? Oh, he does. He will get advantage on his attack because you're prone.
Because I'm prone.
Whoop. The first one is a miss. They're both a miss.
Second one's a miss too.
They're both a miss. So as he brings the Morning Star up and around,
He's got a miss.
Yeah.
They've got a miss.
They've got a miss.
Sorry.
Yeah. As he brings the Morning Star down right towards your head, you kind of do that classic roll a little bit to the side as it slams into the dirt and gets drug off a bit.
Bugbear's the man trying to keep me down.
All right, it's your turn. You want to stand up?
All right. I will stand up. Stand up is a part of a movement.
Half
right?
your movement, yeah.
Get up, stand up.
So I can. Do I still? Okay, so with the death effect, do I call it?
The death
I
save?
still have no the since I used whatever that skill was that I used. Without enmity.
Mm-hmm.
Should that have been cleared on that, or do I still have that? The cross dropping to 0 and coming back.
So the way I read it, you utter this vow against a creature that you can see within 10 feet of you. You gain advantage for a minute or until it drops to 0 hit points or falls unconscious.
Okay.
So I'm going to say it's still active.
All right. If it's still active, I'm going to go ahead and attack Valak.
All right. Go ahead and target him.
And do I get double advantage?
Unfortunately, no. It's just advantage.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but even the flanking is enough that I would attack him. Just to get so I'm not flanked.
Yeah, they don't do like your double advantage and 1 disadvantage, so you still have advantage. No, it's just you either have an advantage or a disadvantage. Doesn't matter how many times.
All right. Yeah.
You hit.
Damn. Yeah, and I intentionally was not doing smite on that one, just because I thought I'd probably need it for the bugbear. And that's it.
All right. Tertius.
All right. So Tertius, he can see Valak. Okay, is he able to target Valak or no?
-2.
Is it because of where Dalen is, or because of like
half of where the rock is, and half of where Dalen is?
Okay, I mean, because when I look at him, I've got a straight line. That's why I'm asking.
Oh,
If I target him from here, I've got a straight line. But I don't know. I mean, that little like nub on the one side, maybe sticking out a little extra.
Well, the way the rule works is I point to different corners to corners. And if they're obscured, then there's some partial cover. So you're right. You're no. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm still gonna stay -2 because the bottom corners are obstructed by the stone, and the top corners
So
are
if I move
obstructed by
up 10
Dalen.
feet, am I still obstructed?
I'll say no.
Okay. I just, that's where I was looking at. So.
Yep.
All right. So Tertius will try a produce flame.
All right.
Let's see. I'm
All
targeted against Baylock.
You hit.
And then that'll be the end of Tertius's turn.
All right. He's going to turn around and do 2 multi-attacks against Dalen. He's going to miss. He's going to miss again. And he's going to attempt to flee. Nadia, you get an opportunity attack.
So on the opportunity attack, do I get to use my staff of defense or my unarmed?
You may use either.
So there's no, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Nope. You just have to have a melee weapon ready. And in your case, that's, staff or boot or hand. You hit. And as he attempts to run away, you deal a blow in the
clip
back.
him.
And he falls face first into the dust. And as he hits the ground and kind of slides another 5 feet, his form physically changes into kind of a humanoid shape.
Oh, another doppelganger.
Yep. All right. Evander. Evander will. He'll do a first level healing word again for Dalen. And then he's going to do a cantrip, Vicious Mockery, against the bugbear. And he basically says, come on. If you're going to be a smart ass, first you have to be smart. Otherwise, you're just an ass.
That's better than your. Yeah.
And he fails.
He still failed.
And he takes 3 points of damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack. All right, Nadia, you're up.
All right, I'm going to move to flank the bugbear.
Okay.
I am going to target Mr. Bugbear, and that's an advantage attack, right?
It is.
I will try to hit with my staff of defense.
You do.
I will then do my unarmed attack. Do I also do advantage on that?
Yes.
And I will call that a day.
for whatever reason, it took away your targeting, so I just applied your hit and your damage, so you're good. All right, Bogner.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah, it was. Bogner steps up, casting a huge shadow.
We're based on
This
his
way.
location. That's awesome. I'm in your shadow, Bogner.
He hits.
It won't happen. It won't happen every day.
And lays out some good damage. Okay.
That's a tough bugbear.
He is pretty tough, but he's looking pretty brutalized. Well, between the three of you, Dalen looks the most injured, so he's gonna. Now that Dalen stood up, he's gonna see if he can hit him standing up versus prone. Oh, that's right. He was mocked. And he misses.
So, just out of curiosity,
Mhm.
is the bugbear not smart enough to say, I should take this opportunity to disengage and run?
Well, no,
I'm just curious. This
because
is
he
how
just
I, this
he
is
saw
just
the
what-
doppelganger try to take off and run, and it died.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's where that's where I struggle. Is where, at what point are these guys not intelligent enough to know that they're overwhelmed, or just all those questions? Or is he's enraged now? You've hit him a bunch of times.
Or sometimes they just they
Stupid.
I do wisdom checks all the time for them for morale and how determined
Gotcha.
they are.
It's
And
just a
sometimes
curious question.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just that let's see if I can at least take one of them with me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm gonna die no matter what, so let me see if I can kill somebody. All right, Dalen. He keeps swinging his morning star at you.
Although I forgot to click advantage on that.
Just give me another roll, straight up roll. You hit. And you take him out. You brought forth the inevitable. Okay, at that, after, quick fighting, kind of looking around, casting huge shadows across the walls in the cavern. That seems to be it. I will unlock tokens.
All right. Well, Nadia definitely wants to riffle through whatever might be on the doppelganger. Not sure he's going to have anything or not, but he obviously was leading the charge, and he's been impersonating a drow, which we've seen earlier.
Yep. You look over the doppelganger's body, and there's not, other than the short swords, nothing really on it.
The short sword's worth a damn.
They look like normal short swords, unless you try to check out magical properties or something. But you can give me an arcana check and see.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, neither one of you guys know.
All right. Well, I mean, they don't look all that phenomenal. At least
they look pretty
I mean,
mundane.
sometimes
Yeah.
magical items don't look not phenomenal, but other times they do. While we've still got the light, Nadia will she'll look over the edge, see what was so interesting to the doppelganger and what he was trying to direct down there. See if there's anything interesting over the edge.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a perception check. And anybody else who wants to search the cavern can give me a perception check.
I think Dalen's just sitting down and sucking his thumb.
That's awesome. Matter of fact, Tertius will actually pull up the globe, and he'll take the globe with him, so that we're not going to get all these weird shadows as we look over the edge.
Okay. So when Tertius picks up the globe and he kind of walks over to the edge of the rift here, looking down. And I'm just going to get rid of the token here. Doop. And we'll just move the radius. He sees something glinting in some heavy rubble in the bottom of the rift. Kind of right about here. Something shiny just for like a moment.
All right. Well,
And there's a rope, and the rope extends down this ravine. It's a 20 foot deep ravine to the bottom.
well, Nadia will take that challenge. She'll grab the rope, but she's also got the slippers, so she's gonna go down. Everybody else can be up top with whatever ranged weapons they may have, in case I need to get out of Dodge quickly.
Okay. Then with advantage, since you've got those slippers, give me an athletics check.
Okie doke. Advantage.
Okay. You make it down to the bottom, no problems. And
all right, I will go try to investigate what the little glinting area is that Tertius pointed out.
Okay, give me an investigation roll. With advantage, since Tertius is saying no, left, no, little right, get warmer. Yeah, no problem. You uncover
Found it.
You uncover, and it's really, I mean, you're kind of amazed. Even though you found it, you're not sure you would have seen this had Tertius not pointed him to it, because it was just really buried. I mean, it was like 4 or 5 rocks under down, and so how he even saw this little glint, you're not quite sure. But sure enough, you cleared away, and you pull up some gauntlets, and they seem to be attached to a dwarf skeleton that was crushed. And
so the skeleton is definitely not a new kill.
No, this is a rather old death. The clothing is rotted, falling away. The flesh is completely gone. It's just skeletons. Maybe there's some hair, and maybe a little bit of beard kind of laying there. But the gauntlets look pretty good.
Well, Nadia will grab the gauntlets, and she doesn't want to be down here by herself. Does she see anything else while she's down here?
Let's see here. So what you guys know is that there's this wide rift, fills the eastern half of this cavern. A stream comes out of the west wall and falls down in this cavern, and then runs itself to the northeast.
Everyone was quiet for a second. Basically, Nadia was getting the gauntlets, and then all of a sudden everything went quiet. So
Okay. Again, several ropes hang down that are staked into the ground. But other than that, you see to the east here. In fact, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to get rid of that, since we all know that you've got more than enough light. You can notice that there's a passageway 20 feet up over here. There are no ropes. And now you guys can also see that there seems to be a passageway up this way and this way, if you'll just give me a minute to uncover those. you notice that passageway leads to some stairs, but you haven't really taken a full look that way yet.
All right. Well, Nadia does not. I mean, she grabs the gauntlets, but she doesn't see anything else, right? She's gets the gauntlets and pretty much nothing else down here for her to see, other than what you've exposed. No critters or anything.
Right.
All right. So Nadia's gonna beat feet back up using the rope. Get up top so we can kind of discuss, and she can show the gauntlets to everybody and see if anybody has any insight onto them. So I'm not sure if we can determine if they're magical or whatnot, but if not, we'll put them in our pack and do a magic check on them later when we have time for Evander to do that.
All right. Sorry, say that one more time.
Well, I'll show everybody the gauntlets immediately.
Okay.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know if anybody would be able to determine whether they're gauntlets of X, Y, and Z from just looking at them. If they can't, we're going to go
Is
ahead.
that
what it says?
What?
Gauntlets of X, Y, Z.
Well, I'm just saying it could be gauntlets of defense, gauntlets of. So I just put in X, Y, Z as a placeholder. If they can't determine that, if nobody can determine that kind of stuff, we'll put them in a bag for us to try to determine later. Are they magical? Are they any of that stuff? But we don't want Evander to waste his spells right now.
Right.
Trying
They
to
look
figure
like
any of that
this.
shit out.
They look.
Well, the way they look doesn't mean I'm going to be able to tell anything from them.
No, but they are pretty.
So that's what I'm saying. I guess so if we could figure out what they are from an Arcana check, we'll try that. But we're not going to even figure out if they're magical right now because we don't want Evander to waste any spells.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
right?
probably not. Right?
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
But
We'll put
you
'em
guys
in
do have
party
healing
things.
You guys
potions,
do
though.
have.
Yeah, we do. So that's kind of the next question is, Nadia comes up and says, I got these. We'll figure out what these do later. I'll explain what I saw from down below, that there's two different passages that appear to head east. But, I don't feel comfortable leaving open area behind us. So I'm almost thinking we should either go back and find our double doors or go up the stairs that we see to the north. But my question is Dalen, you're not looking really great. Should we go back and should we rest up and regroup, or are you okay to go?
I could do a healing potion. And I mean, I still have 15 points of land hands as well. I could do that and get myself back up. And
Nadia doesn't know any of that. She just she knows you're looking a little rough. Everybody else looks okay.
I think I will use up the rest of my land hands because I can still use potions if we still need it in combat. Can we give healing potions to other players?
Absolutely.
Okay, and is that true even if they're in the dying state?
Yes.
No.
So,
Can you use a healing potion on a dying?
normally I allow it as an action to kind of help an unconscious person, drink. Right? You kind of pour something in their mouth and they kind of inherently swallow. There's no rule against it. So I guess my rule is that if you use an action, you can.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Lay on hands is an action too. I will use the lay on hands.
We have 3 potions in the party sheet too, so
Yep. Yeah, you guys are
3.
actually pretty flush with potions for a change.
I guess I need to target myself or drag it to myself.
Yeah, just drag it from the chat window onto you. Or if you want, I'll just do it. There we go. So 5 health to you.
All right, so
Oh, I keep forgetting that combat mode things disappear when I click all of them.
I forgot to click off one of my first level spells when I did that
Okay.
healing word, so I'm going to do that right now with Tertius.
All right.
All right. So you laid it on hands 2 more times.
Yes.
Okay.
All four of them should be gone.
Oh,
All right.
Because I had one in the previous.
gotcha.
Okay. So, Nadia will come back up. She'll say what she felt, what she saw, but and she'll also tell people, she doesn't feel comfortable, especially leaving an open stairway over here. The double doors, that might be okay because we were far enough away where maybe nobody heard anything, but I don't like leaving potential enemies behind us.
Right. So what you see over here to the northeast is a passageway that's barely 4 feet high, and it's kind of obstructed with rounded
You have
boulders.
that in a language I don't understand.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Dwarvish.
With boulders and pebbles, and it looks like it might have been an active stream bed at one time. Versus this passage, which is also fairly shallow, but it's worked. It's a work stone passage.
Gotcha. So Nadia's vote would be that we're going to go up these steps. We're gonna go take a look up what's the steps, as long as everybody's okay to continue. I mean, she's okay. Her key feels all right.
I'm okay. But my feet aren't too sore yet.
Tertius will say, all right, I've only got about half of my spells left, but I'm okay. Well, we can continue.
Yeah, Avender's kind of thinking the same thing. He's like, I'm only a little bit. Let me retcon something here. Is there anything that you guys, when you took your short rest, you can also use that short rest to try to identify an item?
Not for Nadia for sure. I don't know on Tertius.
I think the only thing we had was that potion, wasn't it? Or was there anything else we didn't have identified?
You've got a wand that you haven't identified, and that potion.
Well, and now we have the gauntlets.
Well, yeah, that's now. I was just saying if we could.
Obviously.
Right.
I don't have anything that I know of on Tertius. You might know better than I, but I don't recognize anything on Tertius I would be able to. Other than if an Arcana check might recognize something, that would be the only thing I can think of.
Sure, have him and Evander both do an Arcana check. Oh, sure.
I got it.
I'll say what, the wand probably?
I honestly don't know what I was trying to retcon right there. So, what were my choices?
Well, you had the potion or the wand.
Wand without a doubt would be the first thing, and then I would do a potion afterwards.
Right. It's a wand of magic missiles. And it has
So
7 charges.
if we were stupid, we could practice shooting them at Wagner and they wouldn't hurt him.
So for a wand, let's see. Is there a limitation on who can use that wand?
Nope.
Oh, anyone in our party can use it.
I believe so. Just only sorcerers, warlocks, or wizards can use it as a spell focus. But otherwise, I think anybody can use it as long as they know the
keyword.
The keywords, yeah. And if
And
Tertius knows it, which he does, he can share it with anybody.
All right. Jeff, any thoughts on who we should throw the wand at?
One of the ranged people. I mean,
Sure.
Probably
It's-
Tertius, because Evander can
Evander
on times get close.
But, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, Tertius will go ahead and grab I just drag the shield to him.
Just drag it to his inventory.
Got it. And then the wand of magic missiles. How do I do that as an action now?
Let me see if I can set that up real quick.
I defer to the group, but I was actually going to say give it to Bogner.
Just so he can
Mostly-
figure out what to do with it.
No, mostly because he's got two hand axes or hammers or whatever he throws.
And his charge, even his dash, he's still 10 feet away from us.
Right. So that's where I was kind of going with it. But I'm fine. We've already said Tertius, and I'm like, that works. All right, I see the wand.
Wagner's going to recover his hand axes.
You can do that.
Nadia has one arrow she can try to recover.
Yeah, roll me a d2. On a 1, you get it.
You get it.
D4, 1 to 2, and
Sure.
then 3 to 4.
Yeah, if you don't want to roll a d2, that's fine.
All right, I guess I missed it. I don't know how to roll a D2.
Right click on a d6 and then choose custom
Gotcha,
dice.
the 2.
Custom dice.
Well, it just says 2, right? Roll 2.
Not on a d6.
Custom dice.
Yeah, and then there's a d2, d0, d2, d3.
D0, D2, D3.
Okay, gotcha.
So is the D0 so you can look like you're rolling something when you're really not?
Yeah, I'm assuming you're trying to apply a flat bonus or flat modifier, but if that's all you're doing, why
Yeah.
roll a d0? I'm not entirely sure on that one. Unless you're
So for
doing
the
something
retcon,
special
should we
for damage.
also roll for the Arcana on the potion or no?
I did. Evander, you rolled and Evander rolled, and only Tertius had the capability.
Right. So we knew the wand, but there's a potion too.
Yep, they
So
don't
are you
know it.
saying?
They don't know.
Evander didn't figure it
They
out.
didn't figure it out.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, so I found one. Evander was able to look at the other. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So Nadia thinks we should go up the stairs. So I'm not sure what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, no, I'm up with that too.
Okay.
Somebody was curious about somebody's social media status.
Right. So the way the wand works, you can read, it's in the summary of your item on your actions tab. There's 7 pips for charges. One charge will get you, the 3 missiles, just like a magic missile spell at first level. For every additional charge, you gain an extra missile. And should you use all 7, there's a chance that the wand will be destroyed when it tries to recharge itself.
Is the wand rechargeable?
It is rechargeable.
All right. I just figured when it was done, but okay. Does it automatically recharge? I mean, do we know this, or does it?
You would know this, yes.
You have to like actively recharge it. Well, you show the damage is 1d4, but aren't we have 3 missiles that automatically comes out?
You'll just damage it 3 times.
Oh, so you roll the damage 3 times. Gotcha. Okay. Do we understand how to recharge it? Does it recharge on its own, or is there something we need to do?
On its own.
I didn't hear you. I think I heard you say on its own.
Yes, on its own. So just
All
every dawn, it'll attempt to replenish itself, and it replenishes 1d6 plus 1 charges.
All right, so it may not recharge everything depending on what we used.
Yep, absolutely right.
And you said if we use the last one, it may
explode.
It may explode when it recharges, or okay.
Yep.
So that last one is only in dire need.
Can we feel that or no?
Like whether or not it will explode or not?
No. Do we know that it has that capability?
Yes.
Or
yes?
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep moving then.
There's a warning label on the end of the wand. They're required to put on these days.
All right. So Nadia will say, I see a landing at the top of the stairs. Oh, is that about 10 feet up from the location where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay. So Nadia will start moving. She'll again do her whole stealthy thing. She will be tapping as much as she can with her quarterstaff, looking for traps.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
So you're gonna be tired of me sooner or later saying I'm doing this shit. Oh, I am stealthy as fuck.
You think you are, yeah. So here's what I'm gonna say. Since we're just a couple minutes shy of midnight, and we're about ready to go into probably a fairly, what could be another lengthy bit. I won't necessarily say battle, but could easily be quite a bit of activity. Might be a good time to stop, and maybe next week we get Kevin or maybe some other players. What do you guys think? Do you want to press on? I mean, I'm good for 30 minutes. I just don't know.
I'm good for 30 minutes as well, but I'm easy.
I actually am kind of ready to call it.
Okay.
Wait till next week.
Before we call it, so I got my stealth check. We do that kind of stuff. Can we determine did I see something? Did I get seen? Or do you want to just hold and make a note that I had a stealth check of a 27? I'm good either way. I just don't want to lose the fact that I actually was stealthy.
So here's what I'll do. I'll say you move to here. Oh, I gotta be in the right damn mode. 10, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40. Let me count here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40, 50. You can see, well, not quite that far because it's still 10 feet up, but
That's fine. I get you. So I'm able to see that there's a long hallway.
you
I may
you
be able
can see that
in
it opens up into a
large area.
large area that is probably 10 to 15 feet high, and it's all worked
Gotcha.
stone walls and whatnot.
And I can probably see that there's an inset that would indicate that there's a door
Yep.
Yep.
right above the stairs.
And I'll say
Okay.
that's what you guys see when
Sure.
you call it.
And nothing to indicate that I hear anything or that anybody's seen me.
No. You don't see anybody, and as far as you know, you don't think anybody's seen you. So make a note just for that stealth. Since it's so good, I'm going to keep it just for a little bit longer rather than you re-roll it for next session. In fact, let's do this. Where are you on the CT? There you are. All right, so I just gave you stealth of 27 for a bit. So that'll remind me that you've got this going on for.
Well, and I just did that same. I did a
Good.
note at the end of
Good.
mine.
So between the combat tracker and your note, we should hopefully remember.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
then I'll save the
Excellent. Then I'll
campaign, and for anybody out who would happen to pop in and watch us as we kind of worked our way through a couple rooms, thanks for watching.
How many D4s did you roll with